Good morning. This is Patrick Lee, and it's time for Midweek Motivation Live. We will be back right after this. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing fine today. We've just celebrated Independence Day, the 4th of July here in Amarillo, Texas. And is this first show after that, and had a great weekend. I hope that everyone else listening to the show did as well. We had a great time at the Lee fam, had the family over and did some barbecue, cooked some good old American beef on the smoker, and had a wonderful time and visited with the kiddos. Loved that. I hope y'all had a good time too. We did not do a lot of fireworks watching. We've watched so many fireworks, and we could hear them literally going off all around us for about 3 days, all day and all night. So we've had our fill of fireworks, and we had a great time enjoying life at home with the kids. One of them is in the background actually here at the office, downtown tower, studio number 1 in the First Bank Southwest Tower at our main offices here at the Patrick Lee Group, the real estate company that I run. People already tuning into the show today. Love that. Good morning, Pete. Good to see you on here just about every week. I'm sure numerous people will be coming in. Hey, good morning from Lexington, Nebraska. Good to see you on the show today, Bruce. Love you, bro. Good to see you on here as well. Wanted to talk to you. Maybe you saw the title come up. Maybe you did not. Whenever this goes live on social media, on Facebook first, on 2 channels, and then also simulcast on LinkedIn as well. Then we reload the show afterwards to Buzzsprout, where it goes out as a podcast on all of your major podcast listening channels, as well as YouTube. So this show goes around the world, pretty much internationally, all over. So it's always good to see people watching. But maybe you saw the title of the show pop up today, talking about sometimes you need a new action plan. Maybe you are one of the people that needs a new action plan in your business or in your personal life. And I want to talk to you about that a little bit today. Good morning, Sal. Good to see you watching the show as well. My friend, always great to see you on. And I love that. People tune in from all over. A lot of my friends communicate with me during the day, or they'll text me and say, hey, man, I work during the show. I download the show and I go back and listen to it that night or the next morning when I'm off. Love the show and always get great comments on that. That's very refreshing to me. I try to put forward something that people want to come back to and listen. I go in and start watching looking at the analytics now on Buzzsprout, which is the website I use to upload the podcast, and start seeing the amount of people that are downloading the show on their different platforms. We are on, I believe, Spotify, Amazon or Apple Music, numerous podcast channels. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but about 10 different platforms that the show can be seen on, social media and podcasting. So it's always impressive when I get in there and see the numbers. So I'm thankful that you guys come back and watch the show every day. Yes, let's talk about a new action plan. I'm giving you some tips today out of Success Magazine. I am an agent at eXp Realty. My company actually bought Success Magazine, one of the top leading magazines on success in life. And our company just purchased the whole magazine recently, about a year ago, I believe. We acquired the company. We now own that. And in the issue, this current issue, I've read a lot of great articles. All of the people that are called on to contribute to Success Magazine, of course, leaders in their field. And there's a main theme that's running through this latest issue that I've read. And I try to bring you things that are current and relevant, as well as a lot of solid tips and facts from success in the past. But this week, I wanted to bring you some of these because they've given me cause to pause. Cause to pause is one of the things that I always look for when I'm moving forward in my life and in my business. There are things that we get in the habit of doing, and I teach you to do a lot of those. But I also teach you that there are times where you need to stop and reflect and take a look at the success that you are achieving or not achieving, and always inspect that. Inspect the fruit that you are harvesting from your labors, and see if that is the fruit that you're wanting to be eating or enjoying in your life. And so sometimes you need to do that. You need to stop and pause and take a look. And I've related it a lot to some of the little toy cars that we would have when we were a child, and you would turn that car on and it would move forward and it would hit a wall and it would back up and it would go another direction and then move forward. If you set it down on a table or a countertop, it would run all the way to the edge of that table, and it would feel the edge and it would stop and it would come back and go another direction. So it never went over the cliff. And a lot of times we need to do that in life. We find that we're moving forward and maybe we're not harvesting the kind of fruit that we wanted. Maybe we're moving forward and we've run into a brick wall, and we need to back up and find another way. You go to the left, you go to the right until you find the doorway or the way through, correct? Sometimes we're heading up to the edge of a cliff and we don't want to go over the edge. And life is saying, hey, look out, stop, danger. And you need to back up and you need to chart a new course. Okay. So those are I'm going to go over about, if we get through all of these, I've got 10 steps today for you to create a new action plan. And I think that this is something that you will find impactful in your life. Number one, let's just move forward. Go ahead and jump into this. Number one is the shoot straight. The number one thing you need to start doing if you want to start a new action plan, shoot straight. Always try to do the right thing. It may not prove to be the best decision you could have made at the moment, but you will always benefit more from doing the right thing than not. So take a step at a little croupy today, just a little, but I'm fine. Sometimes as you're moving forward, you have the opportunity to take a shortcut. Is that the right thing for you to do? You have the opportunity to take a bribe, to do things a different way. Is that the right thing for you to do? I was offered the opportunity recently to do the wrong thing. It was one of those situations where no one would know. I was offered an opportunity to make money, and it was not the right way to make money in my career moving forward. And the person said, "It's all good, bro. I'll just give you the money." And I said, "Nope." And I was discussing this actually just last night with my wife, Stephanie. She is my sounding board and wonderful, 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 better partner in this relationship. And she was lauding me or congratulating me for doing the right thing. And I said, you know what? I had the opportunity, and it would have made my life a lot easier. And maybe you're in the same position. It would have made my life a lot easier to just take the money, and no one would have known. But I would have known, God would have known, and it's not the right thing to do. And I chose not to. And it was to my financial detriment. But at the end of the day, it was the right thing to do. And the correct thing, the right thing will come out of that. And it's all going to be good. And that's wonderful. I made a good choice. So I try to practice what I preach to you guys on here, right? Practice what you preach. Number one, shoot straight, do the right thing. You may find as well. And the good thing about that, what my wife told me last night is she said, honey, I never worry about those things, because in that kind of a situation, you will always make the right choice. You've been doing them as long as I've known you, and you'll continue to do that. And I have faith in you to do that. And I said, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, yeah, I had to make that choice to do the right thing. And those are the things that I try to always, always do. And I recommend that you do too. Always do the right thing in your life, career, and business. And you will know, in your knower, in your mind, in your heart, when you're doing the right thing. If you have the opportunity to move forward to benefit your business and you're going to do it, to the detriment or the hurt of another person, you need to step back. There's a cause for pause right there. You need to step back and think about the decision you're going to make. Always choose to do the right thing. And you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Whether it benefits you or not, do the right thing. You'll never go wrong doing right. Boom. Moving on. Chasing your ideals. Number 2, work takes up at least a quarter of our lives. So take this time to negotiate benefits that fulfill you and make you happy, like maybe a 4-day work week. Maybe it's more vacations during the year. Maybe it's different work hours than the standard Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If you're going to be spending, if you have a job, and my job is my career, I own my company, so I can get up at 6 a.m. or I can get up at 11 a.m. And who cares? It's my company. It's my business. I can do what I want, right? But if other people are responsible, you're responsible to other people that we are in partnership with, that we are working alongside and working with, and they count on you to do the right thing. You need to do the right thing. But that doesn't mean you just don't come to work, but it can mean that you negotiate a better work schedule, something that meets the needs of your family. One of the reasons I got into real estate, and one of the reasons I love it very much, the people that I get to work for, we have flexible schedules. And we've had agents on the team that have new babies. We have other people that have different financial needs and requirements, and we work around those requirements. We give people time to take care of their kids. If you have a loss in the family, one of our team members recently suffered the loss of a loved one, a very close family member, and we give them the time to take care of family business. That has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you in your life as well. So learn, if you're going to be spending that much of your time in your place of employment, learn to negotiate any kind of a benefit to you to make that better for you, to make it more enjoyable for you, more pleasurable for you. It may be the amount of breaks that you're allowed to take, or the time off, the downtime you have. It may be the simply the space that you choose to take a break in. There's always a way to negotiate a different benefit, a beneficial way for you to enjoy your workplace. And I would challenge you to do that today. And that doesn't mean go in and start throwing down ultimatums to your boss. Not a good idea. Number one, is that the right thing to do? Probably not. But in a very friendly way, from a level of negotiation, and in good spirit, you can move forward and try to do something like that. You deserve to be happy where you work. And the old adage is, if you find something to do in life that you love for a living, you'll never work another day in your life, because it basically means you get to go and do something you love all day. And that's not really work. That's not work. Number 3, step into the other person's shoes. Moving forward with your action plan, look at the world from the perspective of others around you. The world has far more good in it than it does bad. We just have to see it. So as we go to work, as we drive down the road and we go through our life, we have a tendency, because of the nature of our environment, the world that we live in, to look at the negative things in life. How many of you can raise your hand and say, man, this happens to me all the time? Bruce, long haul driver. Pete, in the jobs that you've had, Sal, in your line of work down in South Texas, man, all of the people watching the show, you have testimony of the things in life that are negative, the people you work with that are negative. But if we stop and take a walk, or take a look at how someone else may view the world, if we start looking at how someone else is experiencing life, we might find that there is far more good around us than we give the world credit for. I was on the way to the studio, to the office today, and encountered construction. I go through construction every day, and there are people that know how to drive in construction, and there are those that do not. In the Amarillo area, there are probably, we would like to think, a lot more, but the sad truth is, people are so self-absorbed and consumed in themselves that there are probably more people that don't know how to drive in construction than do. But I'm learning how to slow down and give people a little bit more grace when it comes to to driving in construction that we have to do every morning. Good morning, Marlene. Awesome. Marlene's tuning in as well. A lot of people watching the show. I love that. So yeah, take a look around you and imagine yourself walking in the shoes of someone else. If someone else is very nervous driving through construction, right? Driving in construction, but you're pretty good at driving in construction, and you're driving along someone or behind someone that may be obviously nervous or having a hard time. Do you just get mad? Do you tailgate them, start honking the horn, or do you just back off a little bit and give them room to get through? When you give others around you a little bit of grace to get through life, you will find that you become much more happy as well. And these little moments of grace that we give other people absolutely enrich their lives, but in turn, they enrich ours as well. Number 4. Hey, Elizabeth, good morning from Mexico. Well, look at you down there on vacation with family. I love that. Elizabeth, one of our other agents here on the team, a newer agent, phenomenal lady, already out there rocking and rolling. We are so blessed to be working with you. I love that. Number 4, look ahead. Are you planning on moving in the next few years? Although no one can predict what the future will bring, renting may be the best option for you. In your plan to move forward, I do real estate, right? I help people buy and sell and invest in real estate. That's what we do here at the Patrick Lee Group. In your business plan moving forward, or your new personal plan, maybe being a homeowner is not for you. Maybe renting is a viable option. And you've decided that, hey, home prices are super high right now. I can go ahead and cash out. I can put that money in an investment. I can pay rent for a year or two and let go of a lot of the stresses that come along with home ownership, the responsibilities, the chores, and the maintenance that come along with home ownership, and possibly invest that money in something else that might bring me a bigger return. Or you may be thinking, I have been renting for a while, and I know that prices are a little high, but the good thing about real estate is that it always grows in value. So I think now it's time for me to go ahead and look at purchasing a home and start building equity, roots, a foundation, a stable place to raise my children. So as you move forward, these are both good questions to ask yourself, part of your new plan, your action plan moving forward. Is it time for me to become a renter, or is it time for me to become a homeowner and start building equity and putting down roots for myself? Number 5, enjoy the small things in life. Today, we are so focused on the hustle that hobbies for the sake of personal pleasure fade into the background. Allow yourself some downtime each day to relax, both physically and mentally. I just recently listened to a wonderful podcast by Ed Mylett, interviewing a lady that just wrote a book, and actually talks about the lifestyle of an introvert and the importance of downtime. And while many people may not know it, I myself am an introvert by nature, but by management style and for the sake of my life plan, I become extroverted to become the kind of person that I want to be in the business world and to be interpersonally relational to other people. But I enjoy downtime very much. I recharge my batteries alone in my garage, cleaning my garage, working in storage, cleaning, organizing, straightening things up on another property, just downtime, listening to music, enjoying, peace and quiet. I enjoy that. It recharges my batteries. But some people would rather always be out there moving, going. But the life gets so busy that the things that we used to do for fun as a hobby, we have let fall by the wayside. And I believe that moving forward, maybe some of you need to pick some of those hobbies that were good for you back up. Does that make sense? Maybe you've let something go that was good for you. And I've urged a lot of you to let things go that are not beneficial for you. And there is a lot that has been said about rise and grind and hustle, hustle, hustle. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit as well. But some of the things maybe that you have let go were things that you really enjoyed, that recharged your batteries, that enriched your life. And the effect of that was you enriched the lives of others around you. When your cup is full and you're overflowing, you have enough to share with other people. But if your cup is empty because you have given up the things that recharge your batteries, you become a very dry, stale person. And maybe moving forward, you need to pick up a couple of those hobbies. And I don't know what they may be. It could be anything from electric cars, playing with AC, RC cars at the RC car track, building model trains. I don't know what you do, what you like to do. Maybe it's a sport. Maybe it's playing golf. Maybe it is landscaping, working in your own yard instead of having someone else come and do your yard. Maybe there's something that you used to do that gave you some downtime and some enjoyment and recharged your batteries, and you've let that go and you need to pick that back up. It'll make you a more enriched person. Number 6, look in the mirror. As your business evolves, so does your need to develop different strengths. The best employees and leaders realize that this change is inevitable, and they reposition themselves into a new role accordingly. Wow, this is a big one. And I didn't expect this one to be a big one when I read the article that this comment came out of. But as we move forward, we always have to be evolving. As the world changes, so does business. Many books have been written in the last few years about the real estate market, one of them being Shift. And everyone seems to be talking about the shift right now. There are many shifts going on in America, in politics, in our nation as a whole, but in all of the businesses that everyone watching this show right now in America is being affected by the shift. And these shifts are happening in every aspect of our lives, from supply chain issues to health and medical issues to financial issues to the real estate market to our investment market to the health and welfare of each and every one of us and our family members. A shift is happening. And as this shift happens, do you get ahead of the curve? Do you try to ride the curve? Or are you sadly going to be the person that is affected by the shift? What does that mean, Patrick? What does that mean? You just said a lot in that statement, and I'm kind of afraid of what you mean. What I mean is, do you have a plan in place to regroup? We're talking about this new life plan, this new action plan for you to move forward. Are you going to happen to life, or are you going to let life happen to you? Some people are reactive. Some people are proactive. And I've mentioned this to you in the past. Years ago, I was offended by a boss that said, Patrick, there are hustlers in life and there are strollers. And sadly, you are a stroller. I was so offended, and I could not believe that he made that observation about me with a very little information about who I was. And in turn, I was motivated by that. And I don't think he did it as a motivating statement. But in turn, I turned around, and within the second month I was working for that guy, I made more money than he did ever in 1 month. And it was one of my first 1099 jobs. It was a commission job. Yes, don't shrink into the shift. Great comment. Love that. So I ended up out hustling my own boss and made more money than he ever did in the same position. So I reject that statement that I was a stroller. But there are people that are proactive, that are going to look at what's going on in the shift. They're going to look at how their business is changing, and you're going to have to evolve to fit your business. You need to look at the trends. You need to see where they're going and find a means or a method to get out in front of that. A new business plan, a new model for how you operate. It's a great comment, Facebook user without a name. I love that. I have viewers from all over, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So do you make a plan to get out in front of the shift? Find a new method to do what it is that you do, and a new way to increase your momentum and your financial stability from that? Or do you let that happen to you and you follow along behind and pick up the crumbs that are left behind? Don't be reactive to the shift. Come up with a new business plan, a new business model, a new way to relate with your associates, the people that you work with, that can be more beneficial to all of you. Number 7 is push through. In the face of today's constant uncertainty, we can overcome our self-doubts and anxieties with our own audacity. Even if it means stepping outside our comfort zones. What does that mean? Using your own audacity. In the real estate world, we have a couple of different terms. And one of them is called eat the frog. Some people call it the big hairy frog. In the honey badger nation, we call it the BHAG. What is your big BHAG? And that's your big, hairy, audacious goal. What is the BHAG? And sometimes the best thing for you to do to move forward is to do that thing first. Get the big, hairy, audacious goal out of the way. What is audacity? What do we mean by audacious? It means bold, encouraged, out of your comfort zone, something larger and bigger than you would normally do. Tackle that thing first. If there is something that you need to do that you've been putting off, it seems to be the insurmountable thing or the object that you need to eliminate to get it out of the way for you to move forward. Why do you continue to procrastinate and let that simmer on a back burner? Why do you continue to push that thing into the closet and say, I'll start making calls tomorrow, or I will talk to that big client that I'm kind of afraid of tomorrow, when that person you need to meet, that relationship you need to develop, is probably the number one thing that you should have done 2 years ago to move you forward in life? They have the ability to bless you and those around you, and you're afraid of doing that thing because you're too timid. Why don't you make the choice to push through that? Go ahead and tackle that goal. Get that one out of the way, the big one, the big, hairy, audacious goal, the big, hairy frog that you have to eat to make everything else in life go easier for you and for you to be more successful. Tackle that, push through. Number 8, listen. When engaging in social media, make sure to listen to your audience. If companies don't keep up with the current trends and interests of the public, they will fall behind. They will fall behind. I've encouraged all of the agents on my team to get involved in social media, and some of them do, and some of them do not. Some of them are doing better getting on social media, and some people are more timid on social media. They don't like their face. They don't like their figure. They don't like their voice. They don't like their hair. They're too timid. And they're afraid of being on social media because they're afraid of what people may think about them or say about them. But the thing that doesn't matter is what they think about you, what they say about you, any of that. I'm going to pull my buddy Jason. That's a Jason McCutcheon right there. You've got to get over that. Get over the fear. Get over the intimidation by social media. Businesses are birthing, moving forward, and growing directly by their involvement in social media every day now. So I would encourage you, listen to those around about you and be able to receive criticism if someone has something to say about your social media presence, and take it into account. Do not become a slave to what people say about social media, but definitely take the time to listen to the feedback of others and try to do better moving forward if your company does not keep up with current trends. And here's one of the ones that I have neglected, and that is TikTok. And I've talked to many people about TikTok videos, and everyone says, Patrick, you need to be doing TikTok videos. And I say, I am 58 years old, and whenever I go to TikTok, it seems like the only thing I see on there are unsavory or things that don't fit my lifestyle or my goals and dreams. And they say you can train TikTok and you can get it to operate and fit into the parameters of topics that you're interested in, and you can reach an audience that way. And I'm still in the process of battling through that decision. Do I take the time to train TikTok to attract more business, or do I? But I'm on 7 social media platforms already, nearly every one of them out there, plus about 8 other strong, right, conservative social media platforms that I'm engaged in also. And, but I do know that as trends move forward, I have to continue to stay current and be ahead of what's going on. One of the things that I have done to help out, you can see in the back, those of you that are watching the show, I hired my daughter. She has a degree from the local college, graduated from college, and she's excellent on computers doing marketing. So we have encouraged her to come on and come to work for us. And she does a lot of marketing for us and branding, helping us with branding and engaging in other platforms on social media, because we want to stay ahead of the trends. Number 9, promote growth. Encouraging the side hustle of your employees might just work in your favor. This was another article in the magazine that was very helpful and opened my eyes to a lot of the things that we can do with people right here on my team. But when there is a shift happening in the market, you may need to do a side hustle. How many of you have a side hustle? Everyone, right? Just about everyone raises their hand. They've got a side hustle. Side hustle used to be your mom used to sell Avon while she was also a housewife, right? And now the side hustle goes into everyone I know is they're either selling roofs, they're selling something, they're selling nutritional supplements, they are opening up a shake shop, they're doing something. Everyone has a side hustle. And every time you turn around, someone wants to talk to you about something else they're doing alongside their regular career. I have about 7 side hustles. And you say, Patrick, you're crazy. But I am a real estate agent, a team leader. I'm also an investor. I'm also on about 3 other multi-level companies that I'm affiliated with. And because these things enrich my life and help me find other niches to enrich the lives of others. So I do a lot of things. And I would encourage other people to have a side hustle. If it's something that charges your batteries and allows you to increase the income into your family to help out your home, then I would encourage you to do that. The freedom to work within your dreams for at least part of the week promotes a better work-life balance and makes your company more attractive to future workers. So if you work within something that you love and you also have the side hustle that allows you to benefit the lives and enrich the lives of others, why would I negate that? I would talk to someone recently who was offered a job, but part of that job offering was you are not allowed to have a side hustle. If you work for us, you will not be engaged in any other kind of outside selling, any other fundraising, any other kind of a business other than our business and our business only. And the person offered that job was highly offended and did not accept the job. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. So anyway, you have to find a way to make these things work into your life. And then finally, number 10, strengthening your resolve. As part of the final factors in starting a new life plan or redirecting your life plan, the action plan moving forward. Like I said at the beginning, I think we always need to find a cause for pause and reflect on how our life is going. But number 10 of this 10-step action plan to move forward, strengthening your resolve. There are a multitude of factors that make someone a great leader, a chief among them being resilience. Setbacks and difficulties are inevitable, and how you handle these challenges determines what kind of leader you will be. Just like that battery-powered car. Every time you come against a wall, you back up and find another way. You come to the edge of a precipice, you back up and find another way. One of my favorite sayings here on the Patrick Lee Group is winners make a way. Not winners find a way, it's winners make a way. And I share that with other agents all the time. When a hard place comes up, and these struggles arise all the time in our industry, in the real estate industry. Excuse me, it's an appraisal that came in low. It's an inspection that came in bad. The house has foundation damage. There's plumbing leaks under the slab. The buyer is angry or the seller is angry. They feel like they're being taken advantage of and they're not willing to budge. And the other agents call in a panic. And the first thing we tell them to do, number 1, is calm down. And the second thing we say is winners make a way. So what are we going to do to turn this loss into a win? And when we put our heads together and we collaborate in a spirit of making a way, we do like that little car does, and we bounce ideas around, and we make a lot of phone calls, and we come up with masterminding sessions and get a lot of information and advice from other agents and other people in the industries, and we find a way. Winners, part of making a way, really, like I said, is finding a way. We make a way where there seems to be no way. The Bible, that just came to me. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. Why can't we do that? Jesus said, greater things than I do shall you do, because I go to my Father. So I believe that part of the human spirit, part of the makeup that God gave us is a mind. And it's one of the things that separates us from the animals. We have the ability to pause, rethink our life plan, and then redirect to move forward. And I would encourage all of you to do that today. God gave us the ability to do it. I'm giving you permission to do it. Whether you feel like you need it or not, I'm giving you permission to do it. Pause. Take a look at your life. Take inventory of where things are going. Are you happy with the way things are going? And if you're not, how do we find a way to make your life more beneficial to you moving forward? I hope this has helped you today. We've gone over just a little bit. I thought it was worth it to spend a little more time on the show today. If this has been a benefit to you, like, love, and share the program with family and friends. Share it on your page, and then go to your favorite podcasting channel, download the show, and that would help us grow this a lot. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button under this video. Subscribe to the Patrick Lee Group channel. Midweek Motivation is posted on there live as well. That will help us grow in our viewership on YouTube as well. Until next week, this has been Patrick Lee saying I love you. I'm wanting to try to motivate you to success in every area of life. If there's any way I can help you buy, sell, or invest in real estate, don't hesitate to click on the link in the video below this in the comments to my digital business card created by Nick Krim and Michael K at Content Cards with a Z, contentcards.com. That digital business card is www.patricklee.work. That will link you to all of my social media accounts as well as my calendar. Schedule an appointment with me in the calendar. I'd love to get together and talk with you about how to help you invest in real estate, buy and sell a home, or even just talk to you about life. Until then, love you guys. We'll see you next show. Bye-bye.